Hello, welcome. My name is Jantje. Happy to have you. Welcome to this channel. And you might hear some children in the background. There is a school nearby from where I'm currently at, traveling a bit. That's why I'm also outside more in the countryside. Berlin doesn't offer that necessarily, not like that anyway. And even though the school bell rang, there's still lots of kids outside, and I decided to start recording nonetheless. Because what I've been also hearing just now in the background noise, children allow themselves to voice whatever is going on in their world. Sometimes very loud, yes. Sometimes through screaming, sometimes through laughter, hysterical laughter sometimes. And they allow themselves to have an amazing time and to go through all of their emotions unfiltered. And we tend to unlearn that as we get older. And I notice that the so-called inner child sometimes really wants to scream, sometimes really wants to be angry. And so I've been giving myself that space, and it felt really, really good. It feels really, really good. It felt and feels really, really good. And I've been doing that actually just before recording, earlier, like not even half an hour ago. And there is so much, well, I guess self-honesty to that. And obviously part of releasing, a part of transmuting. But I didn't necessarily do it to get somewhere. For me, it was more about recognizing that there are parts in me that are not that seen, that don't feel seen, that want to be heard, whether it's thoughts, whether it's emotions, or bodily sensations. And I've been giving them more and more space, and the more I do that, the freer I feel, the more the layers that feel like covering my light, the more those layers are going out of the window, which feels really, really good and more aligned. And we all have our individual path, but I just felt like sharing that. Because it is, yes, a very pivotal time, and we cannot continue on this path, on our individual path, because it's all unique, but yet we are all on the path together, and we cannot continue with the baggage. It just doesn't work anymore. And yes, it really doesn't. And it's so liberating once those baggages are seen and being released. And so that's wonderful. And on that note, while the sun's coming out, I feel like, reminding you, for those of you that have seen this before or heard about it before, but on that particular topic as well, I'm doing a course, and that starts on the 27th of February, which is, at the moment of recording this, end of next week. And I really look forward to that. It's really a deep dive into allowing all of us, the beautiful parts, the parts that want to be seen, the parts that are upset about what's happening in the external world, and obviously, allowing us to align even deeper with who we truly are. And it's all divinely orchestrated, and I'll be channeling a lot. And there will be activations that will be provided to you on a weekly basis. So if you feel called, check that out. I put the link in the description. Yes, it's going to be a unique experience, unique journey. And yes, I just feel that it's so divinely orchestrated. It blows my mind, actually. So on that note, blowing our minds, let me get connected and let's see what beautiful message they have for us today. Hello, 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 hello. This is someone on the mic that loves to look you in the eye. My name is Saint Germain, and I've been allowed to share my messages with you through this vessel a few times in the past. But now is the time to be even more present. And through the openness and generosity of Jantje and yes, so many other channels, I'm able to do that. And I'm deeply honored. I'm truly, deeply honored to witness you, to observe you, to be with you on this amazing path of yours. And while I have a lot of wisdom within me from the times I have walked on this planet, right here and right now, I would like to invite you to reopen your eyes in case you've closed them, or if you're focused on something else, to allow yourself right here and right now to look into Jantje's eyes, even though they're kind of also half open, half closed. That's her channeling mode, and that is perfect. For it is an invitation to you, and you can do that in front of a mirror later or tomorrow or in the following days. But to really allow yourself to connect with essentially your soul and with the soul of others. And by looking deeply into the eyes right here and now, just for these brief moments, for these few seconds, allows you, enables you, and gives you the unconditional permission to realize and to feel the interconnectedness with everything and everyone around you, with you, within you, with every soul you meet and you have met, with truly every soul. Whether you meet them in person, whether you meet them online, whether you will meet them in the future. You've heard before, through Jantje's channeling, that there will be big opportunities in the weeks and months to come for humanity to realize how connected everything is, how everything is of one source, and therefore you are not separate. It is not possible that you are separate, no matter what your mind is telling you. Yes, you are a unique expression. Yes, you are in this one physical body, indeed. But that doesn't mean that you are separate. You heard yesterday by my dear sister Mary Magdalene about energies floating. And so the energies float to you and through you. So right here and right now, without making this complicated. But Jantje's sitting outside. The air is not only more easily since its density, moving through her nose and yes, sometimes through her mouth, and she's speaking into her system and supports her body with oxygen. The air, the oxygen is also coming in through the skin. That's why some of you, or many of you, might have heard and also played with, for example, taking salt bath. Magnesium is absorbed in the best way through the skin, and that is, on the highest level, energy floating into your body through the skin. And how is that possible? What does it mean? Why I'm sharing that with you? Well, bottom line, energy is floating to and through you. And that energy, in this example, symbolizes the invisible to the human eye threads of everything, of the web that is connected with everything. And so by you, no matter how long you've now looked into Jantje's eyes, and if it feels uncomfortable to you, you can definitely stop now. Maybe you've stopped earlier, and that is fine. But I'm inviting you, if you're not doing so already, to gaze yourself into your own eyes, or maybe you can play with someone else, in the mirror, if you're doing it on your own, as frequently as possible, daily maybe, if and when you think and feel that you're separate. So if it is so-called lounge by trigger, this is very powerful. But obviously you can do it without being triggered. I'm not saying this, if this, then that. I'm inviting you to play with this, to recognize on an even deeper level how connected you are, and therefore how separation is a beautiful tool to move around on your amazing planet, move around and live your amazing life, but it doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. And so you're never separate, you're never alone. And the beauty of that is to remind you that I am always with you. We are always with you. We truly are. And especially during these times, because like you've heard yesterday, these times are miraculous and have so much potential and so many opportunities. And yes, for those of you wondering, from our standpoint, the tilting point of awakening has already been reached. So the question is not whether the awakening is happening or whether the awakening will be successful. The only question that might remain, according to how each and every one of you is choosing their path, is so-called when in linear time. But yes, for that, the chaos and the contrast needs to be seen, needs to appear, needs to maybe revolt for some of you. That is normal. That is normal. And someone wrote in the comments from yesterday's video something along the lines of, to feel ease is a choice. And Jantje got really excited for that, because it was a beautiful way of phrasing it. And it's so true. To feel ease, to feel like floating on water, is a choice, regardless of what's going on outside of you. And in that state, in that feeling, in that emotion, in that knowing, you can observe and take in everything that's happening in your life and in the world. So on that note, Allow yourself to feel the ease. Allow yourself to feel the peace. Allow yourself to scream like the kids in the background if you need to. Allow yourself to express whatever you feel called to express. Allow yourself to shine your light. For you are here to be a bright star on this planet. Be the star. Be the star. Be the star. Be the star. Thank you, everyone. Bye.